Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first of our two final concerts. We're very excited to perform for you tonight, and the concert orchestra just led off with a piece that is another one of a group of pieces that we played starting actually in the last concert. We played a piece called The Surprise. Some of you may remember, and the surprise was that Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was actually embedded in the whole text. Well, this is another piece from that group of pieces called Rounds for Strings. And if you heard very well what they were doing so well up here on stage, you could hear one group would start the tune and then the other group would take it over as well. So we had an actual round composed in the piece in a couple different ways. It was a really nice set of pieces for string orchestra to play and a great way to start off. So our next piece is a big contrast. Sahara Crossing is a slower piece. We haven't done as much slow music this year. And it's also really good because it explores some tonality that we don't get to do as often. This is set really in the key of G harmonic minor. There's a lot of sort of foreign, Middle Eastern kind of flavor to the piece as the harmony is written. So we hope you enjoy this piece, Sahara Crossing. It's really a lovely piece, and it also, as I said, explores this key area, which is a little more challenging for string players, and brings us toward the piece that we're actually going to play at the end of the program. The Star Wars is in actually a set of keys that are extremely difficult for still budding string players. We start out with B flat major and move into some difficult keys: A flat major, D flat major, B flat minor. For string players, that's the equivalent of going to a dark cemetery at night and not having a flashlight. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're really excited. This group has come so far this year, and I especially want to give a shout out to one group that all began playing their instrument at the beginning of this year, and that's the cello section right here. So, cellos, stand up. All three of them have had musical experiences before this, but they all started playing the cello this year. So I'm just particularly proud of all that they've accomplished. Final piece, ladies and gentlemen, Agincourt. This is a piece that is supposed to evoke the scene of the battle in Henry V, for which it is named. Someone else who was recently working with the concert orchestra on this piece sort of termed it like it was heavy metal classical. It's kind of headbanging classical music. So we hope you really enjoy Agincourt, our final selection for this part, and then we'll see you again for Star Wars at the end.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Cleveland Heights High School Percussion Ensemble right now. If you've been with us in the past, we've taken you south of the border to Mexico. We've been on a Bavarian holiday. We've even visited the military last time we performed. Today we're going to stay right here and we're going to take you on a history of drumming. The evolution of drumming has come for many, many years, and you're not only going to hear us perform it, but you're going to hear the history as told by our favorite caveman.
A caveman one day had something to say. He opened his mouth to speak. No words came out, just squeaks. He thought, "This won't work. What can I do?" The answer soared in. Out of the fog, he grabbed 2 sticks and banged on a log. Our caveman one day used clay and stone and built a new home on the outskirts of Rome. To turn his life anew, he joined the army and grew. The Emperor Timpanus Maximus, you see, is leading his forces to victory. Strong and hard with hearts afire, he brings triumph for the entire empire. You can hear them coming for all to see. Marching drums, cymbals, and timpani. Our caveman has not gone. We have just moved on. He's here and there, his thoughts have grown. In sight and sound, man's efforts have shown. It is our ancestor we must abide to move on with the changing tide. If our caveman were here today, not a log, but a drum set he would play. Sticks were wood, then and now, and drumheads, they came from a cow. Let's add a drum key to unlock the age of stone to the age of rock.
Today, you need an encyclopedia to keep track of all the percussion media,
Drummers who play all styles introduce ya and pay tribute to Rich Jones Belson and Krupa. Ensembles on Broadway in the studio too, laying down grooves for me and you. Let's never forget, it started with one. And thank our caveman for all the fun.
All right, thank you very much. My name is James Newberry. I'm student teaching here at Cleveland Heights High School, and I've really enjoyed my experience so far. That last piece you just heard was White Leaf Hill by Benjamin Tucker, and Benjamin Tucker is a fairly new composer. This was actually published in 2013, and he has been actively composing since around 2008. He is a freelance jazz trumpet player. He is a percussion ensemble musician in a couple of trios, and he is also very prolific in terms of concert band music and new percussion ensemble work. So we really enjoyed working on his piece, and the kids did a very, very fine job playing and performing it for you tonight. And that's right, give it up for them. So you all know the next person who's going to come out and conduct, so I will hand this off to Mr. Baker. Thank you.
Our next selection is a piece entitled Our Director. Bigelow wrote this in 1892. It wasn't published until 1895. It was published for band initially, although he wrote arrangements for guitar, mandolin, flute, saxophone, a whole bunch of different individual instruments, and also for the orchestra. Became a very popular melody, particularly the trio, the middle section that you'll hear us play. It's kind of slow and lyrical. And that section, that melodic idea, was actually performed as the Harvard University fight song. And it spread across the country, and a number of colleges and universities adopted it, either in a kind of a slow format as an alma mater, or the melody kind of in a quick, what they call a quick step or a two-step, as a fight song. So you may recognize the melody in the middle. This one's called Our Director.
Very good did they play. We need to take a moment, very briefly, to bring out all the directors who participated in this. So Mr. Baker, Larry Smith, Mr. Newberry. This is truly a team effort. And putting this whole ensemble together is certainly not the work of one person, certainly not one student, and certainly not one teacher. So I am honored, and it is a privilege to work with these fine gentlemen here and put these students together into a fantastic ensemble. But even more importantly, this is the last concert for a few seniors. And so we want to honor those seniors by bringing them up here to the front of the stage. Could the seniors please stand up? And they're going to come up here to the front of the stage for a separate applause. Front of the stage. Front of the stage. Go up there. That's right. Maxie, get up there. They don't seem to know what the front of the stage, the very front center is. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the seniors are graduating this year.